the Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news tonight, ZNS News can report that the island's major anchor property is on the market for sale. HVS Capital Corporation made the announcement today that the resort property is being sold in a sealed bid auction, and the assets of the Grand Lucayne Resort Complex can be sold in whole or in parts. The 400-plus acre property is the largest on Grand Bahama and is owned by a subsidiary of Hong Kong-based Hong Kong Property Holdings Limited. Owners are looking to sell the property as a single transaction. However, bids for individual assets will be considered. The Grand Lucayne Resort property currently comprises of over 1,200 hotel rooms and 4 hotel elements: Breaks Key, Lighthouse Point, Lanai Suites, and the Memories Beach Resort, which is presently being leased to a third party. Sullivan says some of those options include expanding and or relocating the casino, converting additional accommodations to an all-inclusive product, or converting some accommodations to vacation or whole ownership. Now, June 10th is the deadline for submitting bids for the sealed bid auction. In other news, a phased approach underway to address a major problem at the Garnet Laverty Justice Center here on this island. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
A major attempt being made to clean up the halls of justice on Grand Bahama, literally. The physical structure of the Garnet Laverty Justice Center is the site of a mold remediation project which got underway on Monday. The project creating some controversy among staff of the Supreme Court who held a temporary sit-out. Deputy Registrar Stephanie Saunders says the treatment for mold will be done in phases and will include the Magistrates Court as well.
Because the court is a large building and the various air-conditioned systems that we have in place need to be cleaned, it has to be separated. So first section we have is court number 2, Supreme Court number 2. That is being cleaned first, and that is going to take about a week or so. And then you would have Supreme Court number 1. Then you would come downstairs into the registry and then into the library area. That is the Supreme Court area, so that's the first month. And then in the Magistrate Court, you would then begin with the courts and also move into the registry. So each building has to be divided into 4 sections, and that's how they would carry out the process.
The mold is one issue, have they confirmed it is in fact mold?
There are reports that it is mold.
In the meantime, the overall reconstruction of the facility, Saunders says, has come to a halt.
The repairs began, however, it's been suspended right now. I have no idea when it will be taken up again, but we hope shortly that.
Why was it suspended?
Well, we have the mold remediation happening now. And then you had some of the, like say for example, these columns. I think they are going to replace them. There's some other process that's going to happen so that this is wood. Like say for example, these columns are wood, and they're going to replace them with other material, I'm told.
Some 60 persons are employed at the court complex here on Grand Bahama. Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Joan. Well, as labor unrest continues in some sectors of the country, the former Secretary General of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union is assessing the state of the labor movement nationwide. Sabrina Brown has the details.
All male employees.
Veteran trade unionist Leo Douglas says the trade union movement in the country has changed over the years, and he has some concerns.
One of the things I think what's been happening, the members just go and accept people out of nowhere, never had no experience. Hey, I'm running for president, I'm running for the next thing, I'm running for that. And they have no background experience in the trade union movement.
He says in order for union leaders to build credibility and integrity, they must first know their industrial agreement and the law.
Your industrial agreement is your Bible. That's the workplace Bible. Every day you must know that when you go in there, you must know what it says. Then the next thing, you must know what the law says. Because if your agreement speaks of something that is less than what the law says, the law has to prevail.
Douglas adds that during his tenure with the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, employers treated union leaders with a greater level of respect.
It's because they know you were not knowledgeable what you're talking about. They know what when you come, you ain't talking nonsense. But you see, you can't go with this thing. Only people got this, you rowling up, making noise. The fella said, that's all right, he's soon cool down. Because that's all it is. He ain't no substance. They say, here is what the agreement say, you can't do that. That's what's supposed to happen.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues right after this.